Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, good morning, afternoon, depending on where you are.
Oh my God, how are you today?
Just starting so good. This is a great way to start the day, in my opinion.
Oh, nice, nice. I'm glad that you feel that way. Welcome, welcome everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I'm going to do that right now. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend, follow us on Twitter, IG. You'll actually get alerts whenever we go live on Twitter, and you can watch via Twitter or Twitch all of our live streams. Today on the docket, we have 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 13. Let's talk about sex. We have You, Me, and My Ex, Season 1, Episode 5, Extremely Close. And we have So Freaking Cheap, Season 1, Episode 5, Rolling in the Cheap. So we start with 90 Day Fiancé.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so ooh, who do you want to start with? Which couple?
Let's get Mike and Natalie out the way.
Mike and Natalie. All right. I think they should just be done. Um, okay, I will give her the benefit of the doubt that English isn't her first language, but her lack of communication with any and everybody, including her friends, Juliana, leaves a lot to be desired. Just be done. And I agree with you because I saw in one of your comments on our comments tab that he should have never brought her over here because I don't think he was in love with her. She definitely wasn't in love with him. They weren't in a good place in their relationship when her visa got approved. It was just
hmm
wrong, wrong, wrong from the beginning. And that's all I have to say.
Well, yeah, for me, the problem is that they had issues. Even when they had the conversation via like they were talking through the TV, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it was contentious then. I'm like, so
Yeah.
you definitely weren't in a good space when you brought her over here. So why would you even do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it wasn't gonna be well from the beginning, and you know what got me was he made some good points. I don't agree with either of them a lot because I feel like they get both have their faults. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's that's we can all see that. But when he said like you gave all the nice gifts I gave you to Julianne and her family, I'm like ooh. And when she said that's true, I'm like yep, time to go. Yeah, mm-mm. No ma'am.
I wish she had had an explanation for that. I really do, because I would have loved to hear what BS rolled out of her mouth. Anything else with them?
Nah.
Who's next?
Let's do Libby and Andre.
Okay. Um, I think that her entire family is a pack of vagabonds. They're all so concerned about money coming out of their pockets, and now it's coming over to me as that's all their dad is good for them. And
hmm
I'm just like, what would you do if you didn't have a dad who had his own business that you can just sit back and do nothing and expect money to roll into you as if you're entitled to it? I don't get how these kids think. They're like a bunch of what is it, piranha fish in the water
hmm
and just going at each other. I don't get it. And I'm beginning to think that Charlie is like the most sane one because he first didn't show up on the RV ride and then he didn't show up for the baby's birthday because he just doesn't, I'm assuming he just doesn't want to be in the fights anymore.
Right. I
And
mean,
that, yeah, that's it.
with them, it's just weird because they're acting very entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it's weird, but we did get some more information because Andre brought up the fact that on the last house they lost money, And he said it's not good because Charlie wasn't that invested. He was partying. He was around partying too much. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, that shed some light because based on the little knowledge I know,
Mhm.
to lose money on a flip, either the project manager went over budget, or or the real estate agent didn't do a good job with the listing price and or negotiation. So
Mhm.
they could be seeing Andre as like, well, if he could actually come in and do most of the demo and save money himself, and then he could sell the house, so he could replace us both. And that's why there's, I think that's part of me they could be so upset.
It could
He's
also.
actually a legit,
Mhm.
he's actually a legit threat. And for Becky, I'm sorry, ma'am, if you're an actual real estate agent,
Mhm.
um, so you're real. Let me put it this way: so you're a real estate agent. If you're a
Mhm.
good real estate agent, this one flipping house will not
Mhm.
bother you.
It is bothering her because these are the only listings she has.
That's why I say if you're a good. That's why I say if she were
Mhm.
a good real estate agent, this wouldn't bother her.
I wonder if she's affiliated with like Century 21, Keeler Williams, anything like that, or if she just waits for flipping properties from her dad. I just wonder. That's all. Um, and I also wonder how long it takes them to flip these houses, because the longer you have a house that's not ready for market, don't forget you have to pay mortgage,
Hmm.
you have to pay utilities, you're still paying all your contractors and workers to fix it despite delays. So the longer you keep it, like, because that's what happened with Robin, remember?
Hmm.
Delays held her up on that flip that she was doing in one of her many former careers. And because she's not a good project manager, she kept that house too long, and she wound up paying more than getting in the flip. So,
Hmm.
I mean, oh, well, Chuck, these are your kin. Um, I think Andre, if he has a problem with this family, he really needs to find a job elsewhere and not be involved in with the family. Because obviously you can't keep your temper. You fly off the handle about something as stupid as cutting a cake. Um, you let these women come in and throw their little jabs, and you can't take it. You can't take it. So, my advice to you is to find a job elsewhere besides Chuck and stop being another one of the leeches like his children. That's it. I'm gonna say, who next?
Who else is next? Let's do Asuelu and Kalani.
Suelo and oh. So this is the big lead up to next week's
Right.
fight, like Christmas at WWE. Um, I do like that he went to the hotel where his mom and Tammy were staying, and he did try to lay down some expectations of
Hmm.
behavior. Eh, Maybe the mom half listened to it. Tammy, no, but at least he
Mm.
tried.
He did, and he was trying to like he tried to buck up a little bit and be
I
like,
know, to his
no,
mom.
right. Miles was like she's like, Asuelu, I'm your mom. I'm like, he like, ma'am, you at this point you can get that work too. Quit playing. Quit playing. Because
Yeah.
he understands what it is, and he just wants his family together, to all of them together before she goes back because she's older. I
Mhm.
get it, and
Mhm.
he kind of has to because like they need to understand they're walking into um their home. And Tammy, I don't know what's wrong with you, but if you really think that anyone Kalani's fans gonna let you put hands on her, you're not gonna get your ass beat. You might want to rethink that. You might really want to do some self reflection on that.
I mean, she is coming in as the underdog. I wouldn't expect her mom to fight, but like just her against Lo, their mom, I can't remember her name, Kalani, Colini, The brother somewhere down the basement playing video games. Like,
Mhm.
Lo alone will swat you like a fly because
Right.
she is very petite.
Yeah.
So, in what world is she living in that she feel that she could go in there and cause trouble in this man's house?
Yeah.
And on top of that, she bringing her kids? Because then that just totally stumps me. You're going into a home with kids. You're going to possibly have your own kids there and you're going to buck up? I don't know.
Yeah. No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
But next week looks good with, flying Santa Clauses. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know. Okay. So anything else with them?
It's interesting that she was like saying like she works, she takes care of her kids just like a sway look. Cause he asked how much money do you send?
Hmm.
I'm like, well, how much money? And when someone asks you that, they have the right to ask you the same question because
Yeah.
you're in the same exact boat. So what are you talking about?
She was drilling down on his job and if he's and when he said he's making good money now and she's like, "Oh, so you'll be sending money with to mom?" Um Not necessarily. He's still living in somebody else's house.
Right.
Who's next? No, like
Let's see.
Julie
Now,
and Brandon.
yeah, like I mean, they're there, so
Yeah, they moved out. Um,
yay.
they moved into the apartment. I don't know where they got all that crap from, but okay.
I was surprised. I'm
Um,
like, where did you? What?
and no bed. They had all of that crap in those boxes, but no bed.
That's the first thing you take. That's the first thing you pack up is the bed.
Or at least order one.
That too.
They had nightstands for next to the non-existent bed, but okay. Brandon's facial expressions during this entire move did not give me any optimisms that this was
No.
gonna last.
Mm-mm.
Good
Because
luck, Julia.
just because he wants to move and then he doesn't want to move because he wants to leave. That's where he has all his memories. I'm like, but okay, but
You grown.
yeah, like my thing is this: like, what you could do is you could stay on the farm and Julie could live in the apartment. And you can just drive to Richmond every couple of days and do it that way. Keep it pushing because you getting all sappy about leaving the farm. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
he
you
doesn't
have a
even
wife
like
now.
doing chores on the farm, so I don't even
No,
know.
but then but when he offered, um, oh, we can come out on weekends and help you, and Julia said, what do you mean we? So
Exactly.
you can, she's like, you can go help and I can stay in the apartment. I'm like, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's them. Yara and Jovi.
Yes. My thing with Yara is this. I get what she's saying, what she's trying to do. Like she's ready to move into the settled life faster. I get it, but they also had too many life changing things in such a short period of time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they got engaged, they got married, they had a baby, and this was all within what, a year?
Mm-hmm.
That's those are life changes. Like you need to be engaged at least a year, in my opinion, before you get married. Then you need to be married for at least 3 years so you can enjoy each other and get into the married life. Then you have children. Like you, so basically you can have 4 years of life change into a year. That's a lot. And
Yeah.
Jovi wants to still have fun and do this and do that, and I get that. I get that. But I also
Mm-hmm.
get Yar's point of view, like, we're husband and wife now, we're mother and father. We need to, like, get our lives together like this. And I get it. But but the main problem is, I'm glad he said it, is you're not giving me any attention.
Yeah, she needs to establish a balance because she still
Mhm.
needs to be his, hot, sexy girlfriend, even though they're married, and
Mhm.
they do need time alone as a couple. And he's asking for it, like you said, but I don't think she's quite getting it. And he says something. I wonder if you're using the baby as a barrier or an excuse.
Mhm.
And I feel so. Like he went all out. He brought Mama Gwen to take care of the baby, and she's still fussing. she's still fussing as if she's the only person that could take care of the baby, and it's kind of weird. Oops. I don't even have the comments on. Y'all, I'm so sorry.
This is a good point. They married for different reasons. She wanted a real husband, a family. He married her to keep her in the country, and that's extremely fair. That's extremely fair.
Mm.
And something else I caught, which was interesting to me. She said she liked Miami. It's clean, blah blah. She's like, what would you do um if I found a rich old man and stayed in Miami? He's like, well, then you wouldn't have a daughter to raise. I'm like, that's interesting. That's a very telling statement. Basically, he said, if you even think about leaving me, you will not be taking our daughter, and that's that. I'm like, hmm, that's very tell. That's very telling that he said that. I'm like, I
Mhm.
wonder if anyone else caught that. Like, that's just not something you say out just to be saying it.
Well, but look at what the reasons that she's saying. Like, I think it's a valid statement that he's making. If she's saying, if I leave you for an old man in Miami, then no, you can't get my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, if our relationship slowly erodes over time and we have irreconcilable differences, and you're staying in the same location as I am, and you're allowing me to be in contact with my daughter and co-parent, then yeah. But you leaving me for a better financial situation in another state, bump that. You could go by yourself.
Mhm.
I agree.
And Katie says, by Austin Yara's going through normal postpartum behavior. Okay. It's only been 5 months, so and he's been away 3 of those months. So I think that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
another part of the reason where he's having issues is because like he's like, I haven't been here for 3 months due to work. Now I'm back and you're giving me nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This was funny. This was funny. Yara said she was tired of the raggedy Louisiana song, but like the bougie Florida swamp. But when she said, she's like, "Why are you bringing like two like fluffy coats? It's Miami." She's like, "I don't want to be bougie." She's like, "You can't be bougie in Louisiana. No one is bougie here. Let me be bougie." Yara,
Yeah,
no.
but the thing
Oh
is
my
like,
goodness.
based on what I see Yara wearing, she is like low grade bougie here in Miami. I'm sorry. She's high grade bougie, I guess, in New Orleans, but she's low grade bougie here. So she got a better chance to be bougie, so she could look down on people over in Louisiana. Go over there in the swamp and be bougie.
It was just so funny. She wanted to be bougie. Let her be bougie. I was like, oh Lord, this is what you decide. She wants to be bougie. I just laughed at that scene because I was just like, what?
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. But I have to agree with you that she is, from what I know of Miami and some of the people I know who live there. Um, yeah, she would be like, how can I put it? Like maybe Aventura, like like East Aventura bougie or something.
No, she ain't got She ain't got the
No, East.
money for Aventura. There's some real
Oh,
money. Missy Elliott live in Aventura. Hello? Or she used to.
oh,
She used to live in one of those high rises over there.
oh, that's
Robin Givens
right.
lived over in Aventura. Real and that real money live in Aventura.
Oh, not the oh, so not even like she can't be on like the raggedy side of Aventura. You can't put her over there, like
There is no
at the
raggedy
mall.
side of Aventura.
Oh my goodness! I always thought like every nice little place like a little section for like the raggedy low
No,
rent bougie. Oh, she
no,
can't get that.
there is
No.
no low rent in Aventura.
Oh my goodness!
Oh
Told
my
Yara
God.
she can't
Yeah,
be
yeah,
bougie.
yeah. Maybe
Mm.
maybe she could get away in North Miami Beach, like west of 95, where it's just North
Okay,
Miami.
North
Kind
Miami.
of.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Yara, I tried for you, girl. I tried to get you into Aventura, like on like the northeast corner, but you can't go. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. She all right though. Let her live in her dreams. All right,
But
so
in their
let's get
mind,
to huh? In their
but in
minds, they're
their
all celebrities. Okay. Dose of reality is needed. All right,
Oh,
so
Katie said Flagler Avenue.
Flagler Avenue. Oh, Flagler down by the prison.
The prison. Well, she can be bougie at the prison though,
That's out in the middle of nowhere.
but she can still be bougie.
Wait, she could go down there because it's in the middle of nowhere, down by that deportation prison area. She could go down there. Um,
Mm.
hmm Flagler
Honestly,
Avenue. Katie, you so messed up. We
that's so wrong.
can send her to Cali Ocho. She could get a cafecito and the
Oh
chick.
my goodness.
Yeah. All right, Angela and Michael. Um, he wants to get He wants to go to the fertility clinic, get his semen frozen and shipped over to the United States
Right.
to get an egg from Kyla, fertilize the egg, and stick it in Angela. What say you?
I said, what are you talking about? No. This is
Mm,
why I was like, this is just. I think this is why this storyline is a little bit tiring because this is not going to happen.
yeah, yeah. Um, but she's gonna humor him. Masturbation is against his religion. Watching porn apparently is against his religion. And Angela wants to be in a wet t-shirt contest, just like how she was when she was 42. I'm so tired of them.
Hmm.
All right. Anything else with Michael and Angela?
Mm-mm.
I think we went over everybody in the show. Yeah, we hit on everybody. Okay, so the next show, You, Me, and My Ex. You want to do that one?
Yes.
Okay, You, Me, and My Ex. Who you want to start with first?
Let's get Lisa and Jimmy out of the way.
Okay, so they're still on this never-ending RV ride, but they're 4 hours away from their last stop. Um, Lisa has a meltdown over something that I feel she should have gotten over 19 years ago. I can't believe that this is the secret that Jimmy in that letter said to her, can we get married again? And she said no. Like, who cares?
Yeah, only her.
Oh my God. And if I was Jack, I would be looking for another girlfriend. Sorry.
Right.
And Wendy, like, stop causing problems in your marriage that aren't really there.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy loves you. He's been with you. Stop it. I can't wait till they get to Boca and we see Dominic and we see like this whole storyline fall apart because at the end I don't think anybody is going to care about Lisa and Jimmy's failed relationship. Let's keep Michael and Angela together. I think the mistake is keeping Michael and Angela together at 90 days. That is ruining Angela's chances to get her own show because we're getting fed up with her and Michael. We've been fed up with them. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to see Angela in a wet t-shirt, and Jack deserves better. He's putting up with a lot. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Black Lavender, for real. All right, so anything else with them?
Nah.
Who's next?
Let's see. Who's next? Let's do. Was it
It was
Kaylee?
Caroline, Alex, and Steven, and
Yeah.
Kaylee, Jessica, and Jerry.
Let's do Alex and Caroline.
Okay. This week we're going to meet her mom. I thought that was I thought it was an interesting meeting. It went a lot better than the meeting with his family. Just basically because we didn't end up in a big ass argument. I thought the conversation that he had with Caroline's mom, what was her mom's name? Lisa. I thought it was genuine. And I'm fine. Like, I think he has genuine feelings for Caroline. But what's killing me and what kills those feelings for me is whenever he has a call with
And
Steven.
Steven. And I'm in the same boat. It's like, I can see this. I understand. I yeah, it seems genuine, but then as soon as he talks to Steve, he just lights up. I'm like, oof.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be that happy to speak with your ex all the time.
Yeah. Um, what kind of abode does Lisa live in? Because to me, it kind of looked like a warehouse from the outside.
It was interesting.
Like we didn't get a full shot of it. We just got like a side wall and a bunch of meters. And like they were going in a side. It was very weird. But inside seemed nice. She busted out the caviar, did specialty drinks. It was very cordial. Mm.
And she asked, I liked that she was direct and didn't
Yeah.
just be around the bush with it. She asked her questions, he answered, and she was comfortable, which is all that
Mhm.
really matters at the end of the day. That she's comfortable, and she understands that her daughter has found
Mhm.
someone who seems to genuinely care for her.
Yeah, and she will be happy if her daughter is happy.
Mhm.
But she was just a little confused at the beginning, and like you said, she came straight out and said, "Well, I thought you were gay because she told me so."
Yeah.
And she was very, and it wasn't rude, it was just stating a fact, and it was clarified, and I was like, okay, I can deal with it. This was a lot more productive than last week.
Right. With his family.
Yes, yes. If he could have behaved last week like how he did here, because I feel like he was comfortable to start carrying on like that with his family.
Mhm.
um, as if what they were saying were touching a sore spot. But Lisa asked the same thing that they did, but the response was totally different.
Exactly. Because they weren't going off a preconceived notion. Like they were just being extra because that's family. But then with
Mm-hmm.
her, she was just like, well, but she's also older, and she's the mother, so she's going to react differently. But she was straight to the point, but she didn't yell or scream or, well, you said this and you did that, and because he felt with his family he's being attacked and they're all pointing fingers versus having a conversation. With the mom, she just asked very pointed questions, so he
Mm-hmm.
felt
Mm-hmm.
comfortable answering like, okay, you know, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Ayani had a good point. Also, did you notice her mom wasn't as she described? True. I expected like pretty much Joan Collins to come down the the staircase at in Dynasty. That's what I was expecting. She definitely likes to get dressed up and fancy, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing extraordinary. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I got the same vibe. I think with Caroline, she feels like her mother kind of ignored her and favored her sister. That's
Mm-hmm.
the way it came across to me.
Here's the thing. I think Lisa had her heyday because remember she has that blog, Diary of a Trophy Wife or something like
Mhm.
that. I feel that she was that glamour puss.
Mhm.
But and in her head, she still is that glamour puss living that life, but it's
Mhm.
not actual reality of her situation. I feel like her clothes look a little dated. She probably is not keeping up with the injectables to keep that trophy wife image, you
Mhm.
know. But she's still there. I think her expiration date is about to pass or has passed for a trophy wife, but she's still good looking if she wants to get a real husband and not be a trophy wife.
Right.
Hmm.
And Johnny says, I think their real issue is because she doesn't feel pretty like her mom. I think so. Her mom looks so much alike. I was like,
Hmm.
whoa, there's no
Hmm.
denying. That's no denying that's your mama.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. And I think Caroline feels like inferior because she isn't like her mom. I really feel that way.
I
I
wonder
think
what the sister looks like.
me too.
Did we see the sister at a early? Didn't we
Wait a
see
minute.
her family earlier? Like one of the first
This
family gatherings that they had, was that her sister? I remember a
the
cousin was a boy.
right.
I would like to see sister. I was expecting Reese Witherspoon on Legally Blonde. Oh, I we met the guy was her cousin,
Right.
but that woman was that a cousin or her sister?
can't remember. I might have to go back and watch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anything else with them?
Nope, not for me.
All right. So it seems like we're moving closer and closer to an engagement.
Yep.
Ooh. Not girly at all. Oof. Kaylee, Jerry, and Jessica. So Kaylee wants to be alone with Jerry, so they go to his cabin. He's got a nice cabin. I want to know what he does for a living. I really do.
Same.
Um, she sets the romantic scene, and she's got a like a little seduction going on. And I don't know. This seemed very, I don't know, whatever. I I I I don't, I'm beginning not to care about them anymore.
Oof. It's gotten to that point.
I'm beginning not to care about them anymore, and I want it to come to a head between Kaylee and Jessica. I want Jessica removed and Kaylee installed, or Kaylee removed and Jessica remains. I need Jerry to make a decision, because you can't have two queens in the kingdom.
Yes, because the thing with them is he's not he's not being completely honest in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because he I think he either they're still sleeping, either he and Jessica are still sleeping together, or he knows that she's gotten comfortable in that life and is comfortable playing wife to him. And Kaylee sees that, and I applaud her for, like, she laid it all out, and I don't think she was
Mm-hmm.
wrong, because
Yeah.
she said, like, she's acting like a jealous girl. The thing she's doing is like a jealous
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend, and I agree
Mm-hmm.
completely. I said this like a couple shows ago, that she literally acts like, oh, this is good. We're a family together. We're doing this. It's working. This is fantastic. This is what we should have been like when we were married. And she's
Mm-hmm.
gotten comfortable in those, whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
10 months, a year. She's gotten comfortable.
Yanni, yeah, he sent her ahead early with the son. Why couldn't she wait for him to finish work? My question is, she wanted to get away from the main house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't he take his work to the cabin and do it there? Does it not have internet access? You couldn't use a hotspot or something? Like, that was my question, not why she had to wait. Why couldn't he go with her early? um just my That's how I looked at that. Then after all that show, he didn't do anything. Well, wasn't that one of her things, saying, I know if somebody has had sex recently? I It was just very, very weird, and I agree with you, Yanni. I felt like it was staged. Then in the bathtub, I was just like, oh geez, whatever. um Not like a local bootleg stripper. My God, Black Lavender, you're a mess. When they first met, wait, you sure that they already did the do when they first met? They only had like 1.5 dates, right?
Right.
They met at the airport, then they went out for the basketball game and dinner, and then he got sick. Is there such a thing as a bootleg stripper? I'm curious. I, I'm sure that there is paranormal.
She was doing
And
her best, though. She tried.
yeah, I
She
mean,
tried.
whatever.
Can't be good. Can't be good at everything.
Yeah, okay. And at the end, they kick the crew out, and they go and they do their business. Yay. Who is next? So freaking cheat. Which family you want to deal with first? The Watsons, the Giles, or the Trans, or the Claytons?
Let's start with the Watsons.
I'm so sick of this. I just want to see this nasty wedding.
I want to see. I want to see. What's her name? Brittany and Shane elope. That's what I want to see.
I don't know why they didn't do that. Oh my God. what really upset me was when they was in the grocery place shopping. You're doing a wedding reception for 20 to 25 people and you have spent $15.83.
And everything
And it's a
you're surrender a
cucumber.
cucumber.
Uh, ooh,
That kills me.
girl, I'm done. I'm done. At this point, maybe no, I don't even want the cheese sandwiches. Forget it. Sorry. Um, I felt bad that Brittany and her fiance had to go and sneak away and get wedding bands. Why doesn't the mom want them to get wedding bands? Because it's too expensive?
Mhm.
I'm glad that the her fiance said no. This is, I want this. This is traditional for us to get wedding bands. And he pulled his pocket and he got himself and her their bands. I could feel that. Um, the little bachelorette party that they had, bless their hearts.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say this. Bolo in a box has ruined me forever for any stripper in a box. And this paled in comparison, and I don't understand why they thought it was going to be okay to have her brother-in-law dress up in a dress and a wig to come and do a dance for her. I don't know how, like, that one went down well for me. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think I understand how that was entertaining. I was so confused. And I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how it was entertaining. I was like, okay, uh, got it. Not entertained.
And Brittany looks panic stricken most of this party. Um, I think she's scared of how everything is going to turn out,
Yep.
in the back of the chiropractor's office, dumpster adjacent.
Right.
I can't believe they're going through with this. I agree with you. They should have just eloped. Anything else with them? Oh, the cake. You don't know how much I was wishing that cake flew off that tray. That was
You're so
gross.
wrong. You're so wrong. That was
Mm-mm.
yeah. The cake. I was like, this is a bit much for me. Just the poor girl's about to have a nervous breakdown the day before her wedding.
They
Literally.
massacred a teddy bear cake mold to make. They could have done that with a sheet pan. I'm sorry. Why
Yeah.
the it was just gross. And you notice that they didn't even ice it properly because you were seeing the cake through the icing.
Mhm.
Like they
That's
just
why
did
I
the
noticed
skim
that.
coat and not like did they run out of icing? Oh,
Probably.
so cheap. And then that woman watering down the drinks. Like she violated
I was
every food and
mad.
beverage code
I was
ever.
so mad at that. Come on, of course, I watered down the drinks. I didn't want them to be drunk, and I wanted to save some money. No.
I don't know. I don't know. Who's next? You want to do the Giles?
Yeah.
She's annoying me. Stop
Yeah.
being cheap. Just stop. Like I don't. It makes no sense. She was fussing and fretting over buying too little, like a desk and a chair. Stop. She's
Yeah.
annoying me.
I mean, I mean, $1,000 when you in the grand scheme of things really isn't much money to spend when you're decorating a whole room. So her acting the way she's acting, I'm like, you need to stop. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he just wants the room to look nice. He gave you $1,000 budget. He didn't say you had to really spend the whole thing. He just wants you to he just is telling you, I want some nice stuff in our
Mm-hmm.
home. That's it. That's all he's saying.
Basically, I don't want you to be digging in the trash and bringing it in
Hmm.
our house. Go out to a store and spend the money that I gave you and spend it all. I feel he wants her to spend it all.
He does. He really does. And he told her,
Uh,
I want you to get used to spending money. I'm like, I personally couldn't live that way. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Um, you know
mhm.
what? I know plenty of people who like live paycheck to paycheck, and but they're fine with it because, like, they feel like I worked hard to earn this money. I'm gonna spend it how I want to spend it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And she's like, she seems like a cool stay-at-home mom. So if your husband's like making good money and and can afford to give you $1,000, just here, spend it all to
Mhm.
make the room in our home nice, who wouldn't want that? To me, she just, for me, this little storyline doesn't seem that real because she's doing the most about her husband doing something nice for her and for their home. Because he said when they bought the home, they
Mhm.
knew they were going to put some money into it to make it a
Mhm.
home, and he was fine with that.
Mhm.
And with her, I'm like, no, no, I don't. I just, to me, she just comes off as whiny and a little bit ungrateful. Because there's so
Mhm.
many people who would love to be in her position,
Yep.
and she's just not taking it for what it is. Like, my husband's giving me this money. Oh my gosh, um, thank you. I can understand if you want to shop around for like the best
Mhm.
deal. I understand that, but you whining consistently about having to actually spend money is ridiculous to me.
Mhm. Yep. The Tran family.
I don't know why, but I like them a lot. I just really do. Um, I think you know what with them, it's not so over the top, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is because I have seen what Elizabeth has done, like on other on like fashion networks, so people will literally they'll make dresses out of newspaper. I mean, it's no
Mhm.
different than what they do on Project Runway with the unconventional challenge. If you really think about it,
Mhm.
so and the dress she made looked good. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
The dress looked good, charisma looked good, and all the mom really did was find the photographer. All she really did was find a cheap photographer, and
And hair and
like
makeup barter.
hair makeup barter in an interesting location. And yes, I watch a lot of Project Runway and a lot of America's Next Top Model. There was like season 15 where they actually shot in a garbage in a landfill.
Mhm.
So shooting in a junkyard is not too far out of the ordinary. So for me, this is actually all feasible.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Yanni. Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
I can't with this family because
I
every
like
time I
them.
see their house, I can't with them. I hate them.
I get no. I get you. I get you.
I
But they do.
can't.
But people say like rich people are rich because they hold on to their money. So maybe they're.
I can't.
You just
I
can't.
can't. I
You
just
can't get
can't.
past the house.
Three-car garage, two or three-car garage. Get the fuck out of here. I can't. No.
For me, I'm not gonna lie.
Whatever.
I like I said, I do like this family. Like I said, but I'm going to have to agree with you about the house. The fact that you sitting on that big ass staircase is another issue for me. I'm sorry. I
Mhm.
mean, am I wrong in this situation? Like,
I can't. Like, I hate all these families. I really do. I hate every single
I like
person
the
on this
Tran though.
show. And I hate this show. I can't wait till it's over. Oh my God. The Clayton family, this bum fuck. Oh God. You
I
talk.
like them. I just do because I what they were doing is actually feasible. It's not super ridiculous. These are just
Who?
things.
The trans?
Yeah.
I hate them. Let's go on. Let's go on to
Are you?
Tony and Angela. Let's
Why do
just
you?
get
No,
this
wait,
over
wait.
with.
No, no. Why do you hate them? Like, what's wrong with them?
I look at their house and then I see how they behave. The girl, the daughter that does the trash dress is like, okay, that's kitschy, whatever, go ahead. But the mom is fucking irritating to me, and I ain't even seen a deep dive into the dad yet, but I know he gonna be like an anal suppository that's on fire. I already am done with them. I look at their house and I'm over it. And you can tell that Mama Tran is sitting up there in an expensive ass dress. Fuck you, Mama Tran. I don't want to see none of these bitches no more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
But
I'm done.
can't you
No.
say the same thing? But hold on, but can't you say the same thing about not the Giles, but the Watsons? That big old house they be up in? Come on
I
now.
told you I hate everybody on this show. I hate everybody on this show. I do.
Because the Watson's house, I'm like, well, you're cheap. Okay, cool. I got you. But I'm like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
Y'all sending out that big ass. Okay, let's talk about it. We're going to talk about, let's talk about it. The Watsons. Big ass house. I saw no neighbors. Even in the, you know how they introduce
Mhm.
them in their opening intro card. I saw
Mhm.
no neighbors.
Well, they're lucky because they embarrassing his ass using them stupid rockers on the front porch to, pull the
There's air
string
conditioning
on the flappy thing inside so that they could play Yahtzee. Sorry. Mm-mm.
in that backyard.
I don't care.
Huge backyard.
I don't
Still,
care.
still didn't see no neighbors. Still, some I didn't see no neighbors.
That's
Oh,
because
so
they
I'm
got a brick wall up. Good. And it probably the neighbors built it so they wouldn't have to see all the tomfoolery in their backyard. I'm done. Let's go on to the Claytons. Let's go on to the Claytons because this therapy session, he need to
oh,
shut all the way
oh.
up. I'm hating him more and more with each week because, bruh, why the fuck you ain't working?
Can I now
You go ahead and explain, Tony.
I'm gonna try to be respectful about this. But while he was sitting there giving me Erica Jane teas,
And snot
I, I'm
bubbles.
I'm like, sir, you're both your parents. I'm sorry that if he went through this. I'm sorry, but how is it that both your parents worked their asses off,
Mm-hmm.
but still got evicted? You were homeless for 3 days, but how did your parents get another place so quickly with an eviction on their record? Unless the
Mm-hmm.
eviction didn't go through as quickly as some places do. That's number one. That's number one. Number two is if they work their asses off,
Mm-hmm.
how come that work ethic didn't pass down to you?
Mm-hmm.
You not gonna sit here having feeling sorry for you when you ain't working. I'm not gonna feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bad for you. Get a job.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of people hiring, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't heard about like you were a retired vet. I haven't heard of any disabilities that prevent you from working. And let's keep it 100, sir. There are plenty of disabled people who are working and doing just fine for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What are you teaching your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Then now I'm about to go in on Angela a little bit because baby, you sitting up here feeling sorry for him is not going to change anything. You have no reason to feel sorry for him. I'm sorry that he went through what he went through, but that was 3 days. There are people who've been homeless for years. Stop buying
Mm-hmm.
into his bullshit. And how come you ain't making him get a job? I don't know. No, I'm sorry. In my culture, I don't know too many black women, and I'm going to throw her in there. I don't know too many black women who are going to sit up there let a man not work. And he been
Mm-hmm.
doing it's like he's been doing this for a while. This is nothing recent because he's too used to this life and what he's doing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know any black woman who's gonna let a man step under her while she working, paying all the bills, going to work every day, and then bring home a paycheck and go let the non-working husband tell her what to do with her paycheck. I have
Mm-hmm.
never seen that. Yeah, no, mm
Yeah.
mm mm
Yeah.
mm.
And got the nerve to say that she blows through money. What, the nickel bag that you give her every month as an allowance? Get the fuck out of here.
And
No.
Trey, I didn't see your comment while I was talking, but this is
Oh,
exactly it. This is
yeah.
exactly it.
I highlighted it. Hold
Oh,
on.
I didn't see it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I highlighted it. And commented on it. She's absolutely correct. And Yanni says too, maybe when the little girl was little, you know, one parent could sacrifice their job to stay at home because daycare is very, very
Oh,
expensive.
in
So
some
I can
places,
see
daycare is
that.
2,000. Some
Right.
daycare is 2,000 a month.
And I can see that. But she's 16.
Hmm.
Sorry. No damn excuse. None.
And that just irritated that scene just really irritated me of all the other ones
Mhm.
because no one's addressing the reason why he's not working.
Yep.
And you can't tell me to be a stay at home dad because your child ain't home enough for you to be a stay at home dad. I'm sorry, it is
Mhm.
what it is at this point. And it was
Yeah.
annoying. And
Yep.
to see her sit there, it's like, oh, like I had no. He doesn't talk about things like I had no clue what he went through. I'm like, what?
How is that possible? They've been married for more than 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, like we'll say at least 16 years.
Mhm. And yeah, he could have at least gotten a part-time job, because then maybe they would be able to keep the power on at night. I don't know. Like, sorry.
And like, what is your like? If you're doing all this, okay. My thing is this. Also, I want to see your bank accounts because if you're being all this kind of cheap, I need to see what's in your savings. And if your savings is not substantial, then we really gonna have a problem.
Well, it can't be. She's the only one that's working.
But if she's the only one working, he's being this cheap. They should have some sort of decent savings because the way he's acting, like, oof, there needs to be
Mm-mm.
some sort of good savings because I was just completely annoyed. I just don't believe and I can be wrong. I'll take this. I really truly believe that if capable, both
Mhm.
parties should work and contribute to the finances.
Mhm.
Now, that being said, if one spouse is making enough money just to comfortably cover everything, and you agree that one of the spouses is going to stay home and watch the kids,
Mhm.
and do all the home stuff, I'm completely fine with that. But you're not going to
Mhm.
just not work, and I'm going to work every day, and then
Yeah.
bringing the money home and telling me, well, no, you can't buy this, you can't buy that. Like, how is she the one working, and she has to ask you, the unemployed spouse, for a car? Are you serious? Okay, okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
This show just doesn't make sense to me, and it's completely aggravating. Get better plot lines. And I can't believe that they spend money at a therapist. They didn't. She found one that was for
For
free.
free. Her friend recommended someone.
Yeah, Angela
Yeah.
found one for free. And I guess he just wanted to get on television
Yes.
because it looked
Free.
like they were having the session in his garage or something. I don't know. There was a lot of like stuff behind him that didn't look like a therapist's office to me, but okay, whatever. All right, so guys, this was our TLC Tuesdays where we went over 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, You, Me, and My Ex, and So Freakin' Cheap. Let us know what you thought about this. It looked like a church. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Um, well, if it's free, as long as it's
Yeah.
a safe area, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let us know what you thought about any one of the shows. Leave your comments below in the comments section. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate you joining us this morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter and IG and Twitch if you're on there. Tell a friend. Tomorrow, what are we doing? We're doing Love After Lockup tomorrow,
Yes.
I think.
I'm
Yeah,
watching that
so
tonight. I'm excited to watch it. Haven't watched
guys,
it
get
yet.
ready and come prepared tomorrow for Love After Lockup. Anything else, my friend?
No, I have to say these shows this week weren't half bad. They weren't quite as good as last week. But So Freaking Cheap now has been like, I was kind of into it. I'm still into it, but I don't hate all the families like you do, because I do like me some trans. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm side eyeing every family, and now you gonna have me expecting all their houses, except for, especially the mostly the Watsons and the
Mm-hmm.
trans. Now I'm really looking
Mm-hmm.
at all your houses now. I'm looking at all your electronics, because you make a good point. Um, like I said, the Watsons, I had to go back and think about the interview. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all have no neighbors, a long, big driveway, nice, a very good plot of land, and no neighbors. Yeah, we gonna have to look at you some more.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. I think it's just them seeing how they can get over on people and scam
Yes,
people out of their intellectual property, their products, their time. I just feel it's offensive to me. It's offensive when you have the means to pay your own way. I'm not against you finding a deal. Don't
deal.
get me wrong. But if people are out here with their small businesses trying to make it, don't do that. Don't
Right,
do that.
right. So
It's
when you have
offensive.
it, and when your daughter's about to have a breakdown, you need to like kind of pull back on some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Until tomorrow, until next time.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.